Let's discuss Texas Senate Bill 942, which will require fathers to pay retroactive child support from the date of the child's conception, not just from their birth. This means that fathers would be responsible for a portion of reasonable and necessary prenatal and postnatal health care expenses. The bill has passed the Senate with a vote of 27-4, and it is headed over to the House. Let's discuss a couple key aspects of this bill. First of all, being the parental responsibility. That a parent's responsibility financially does not start at the time the child is born. A mother does extend a lot of healthcare expenses the entire time of her pregnancy, and currently the father has no legal responsibility to assist in those healthcare expenses. The next one is paternity determination. One of the key aspects is determining paternity. Currently, paternity is not established until after the child is born through a DNA test or through an agreement. But there are ways to establish paternity prior to the child being born through a court order, paternity testing, or through agreement. Both parents can sign an acknowledgement of paternity that says this is the father, this is the mother. So for child support to be retroactive from the date of conception, paternity does have to be legally established in one of those ways. Child support is a hot button topic, especially in the Texas legislature. So there have been opinions on both sides of this matter. The one side acknowledging the fact that the financial responsibility during pregnancy lies solely on the mother legally, and let the father voluntarily assist with all of her health care costs. So this bill would recognize that and help alleviate some of that financial burden that is placed on the mother. So my opinion on this bill, I agree with the rationale that the financial responsibility of a child, all of the health care costs should be shared equally as much as possible between both parents. But I do not believe that it's going to pass the House in Texas if their argument is, when does life begin? Because that is an argument that they cannot agree on. So I do not believe they're going to be able to agree that it begins at conception or if it begins after the child is born. But I do believe that both parents should be financially responsible for a child while the mother is pregnant, regardless of the issue of whether or not when life begins. She is still out of pocket, solely responsible for all of these healthcare costs, and the father, once legally established, should share in that responsibility. So I agree with the bill. I do not believe that Texas, of all states, is ready to actually put this in place, but I agree with it. Let me know what you think. Do you think that the financial responsibility should be shared between both parents from the time of conception, or do you believe that child support should begin after the child is born? Let me know your thoughts below.